Coming to you live from our CNN World headquarters, I'm Rudy Bakhtiar. Welcome to Headline News Tonight. Unexpected hope for the return of a long-lost daughter has crumbled into fresh grief for her family. Iraq has its first president since Saddam Hussein, even it's only for a month. We're going to tell you about the president and the hunt for Saddam himself. And SARS, what's SARS? In Toronto tonight, it's all about rock and roll. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Mike Galanos is off tonight. Let's get to our top story. And it's one that makes you wonder why anyone would do a thing like this. That's what police are trying to figure out as well. They've issued an arrest warrant for 35-year-old Donna Walker of Topeka, Kansas. Authorities say she phoned the parents of a child who disappeared back in 1986, claiming she may be their daughter. And then she called the media to draw more attention to the story. The missing child's parents were devastated to find out that it was a hoax.
When they called me with the information that we were going to have a news conference, I thought they were going to bring Shannon in here. I thought this was something.
Well, Shannon Sherrill was 6 years old when she vanished outside of her family's home in Indiana almost 17 years ago. The woman accused of claiming to be her has been charged with identity deception and false informing. A New Hampshire dad may be changing his story. Newly released court documents say 44-year-old Manuel Gehring admits he shot his two children. He reportedly said he killed them in southern New Hampshire, then drove their bodies to the Midwest, where he put duct tape crosses on their chests and buried them. Gehring originally had claimed he had no idea what happened to the 11-year-old Philip and 14-year-old Sarah, who were last seen on the 4th of July. He's now facing 2 charges of first-degree murder. Now to the crisis in Liberia. The U.S. has submitted a draft UN resolution to the Security Council. If passed, it would authorize the deployment of multinational forces to the war-torn country. Nigerian troops would lead the way. There are some U.S. Marines now on their way to the waters off of Liberia, but President Bush hasn't said whether the forces will go ashore yet. The U.S. ambassador to the UN isn't saying much either.
The president's ordered the troops to steam offshore of Liberia to be supportive of the ECOWAS efforts with respect to the ceasefire and the humanitarian situation. I can't say anything beyond that.
The State Department says the UN resolution would give peacekeepers the authority to support a ceasefire as well as provide a secure environment for humanitarian deliveries to Liberia. The CIA says it believes the voice on a recently released audio tape is that of Saddam Hussein and that he is alive. But Iraq's new leader says even if Saddam Hussein is alive, he's no longer a threat to the Iraqi people. The interim governing council in Iraq chose Ibrahim al-Jafari to be the first to hold Iraq's new rotating presidency. He's a Shiite Muslim and will hold that position for 30 days. Then others on the 9-member council will rotate into the job every 30 days until they establish a permanent government. President Bush is defending his national security advisor and the CIA. During a news conference today, he responded to the criticism about a disputed line in the State of the Union address. Condoleezza Rice and the CIA have come under fire for the line about Iraq's alleged nuclear ambitions, but the president seemed to say the buck stops with him.
I take personal responsibility for everything I say, of course. Absolutely. I also take responsibility for making decisions on war and peace. And I analyzed a thorough body of intelligence, good, solid, sound intelligence, that led me to come to the conclusion that it was necessary to remove Saddam Hussein from power.
Tomorrow, the CIA chief looking for weapons of mass destruction in Iraq will testify on Capitol Hill that even though no concrete evidence has been found, there is some proof that Saddam had an active program to produce them. A Senate Republican is joining Democrats in the call for the release of the censored section of the final congressional report on 9/11. Senator Sam Brownback is helping gather signatures for a letter to President Bush demanding that the material be made public. Now, the White House says it blacked out 28 pages of the report to protect national security. Those pages allegedly deal with Saudi Arabia's ties to the hijackers. President Bush is making his opinion on same-sex marriages crystal clear. We're going to tell you what he thinks about it and what he wants to do about it in the law books. Also ahead, after months in Iraq, scores of big arrests and scores of U.S. deaths, President Bush is facing waning popularity and lots of questions about his motives. We're going to talk to NPR's political editor about it.
I'm Christine Romans with this Moneyline update. The Dow and the S&P down for the third day in a row. The Dow down 4 points. The Nasdaq lost 10. Bond prices rose, though, for the first time in 5 days after yields rose to 7-month highs. Watch Lou Dobbs tonight, weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern on CNN.
Moneyline Update is brought to you by Bank of America. Higher standards. For a snapshot of today's market movement, log on to CNN.com.
Pay bills online free with free checking from Bank of America. Higher standards.
That's it. Go slow. Good, good. Almost there. A little more.
Look, Dad, a quarter.
Where?
Over there. Yeah.
Get a 4-star hotel for a 2-star price. Fly, sleep, drive, cheap.
There's a state where the national pastime is the game of what if. What if all cars were turbocharged? What if innovation were the official currency? Saabs are made in a state of independence, where freedom is held as tightly as the road. Welcome.
The Saab 9.3 Linear Sport Sedan, available during the Everyday is Independence Day summer sales event for as low as $299 a month.
Real estate is red hot. Interest rates remain at an all-time low. First-time buyers, buyers moving up, or purchasing a second home. Everyone wants the best deal on a home loan. You owe it to yourself to call Ditech.com. Ditech.com is a direct lender, no middleman or broker fees. You can be pre-qualified online or over the telephone. There's still time to get a better deal, even if you've applied somewhere else. Ditech.com. Call 1-800-71-FIXED.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, President Bush may have kicked out Saddam Hussein, but the guerrilla attacks, the fruitless search for weapons of mass destruction, and the controversy about a line in the State of the Union address since then may be taking a toll. Joining us now to talk about the president's post-war popularity is Ken Roonan. He is the political editor for National Public Radio. Thank you so much for joining us, Ken.
Thank you, Rudy.
Well, he came out today for his first solo news conference. Was it an attempt to boost his numbers, or did he just have to set the record straight?
Well, you know, he's leaving on Saturday for sleepaway camp. He's going to Camp Crawford for the next month or so. So this will be probably the last time a full-scale press conference that the president could attend. So I think he wanted to see. He saw the numbers. There's a new CNN poll that shows his re-elect numbers are down to 47%. So maybe he just wanted to set the record straight with a bunch of things about the war and war on terrorism, things like that.
What were the major issues, obstacles that he's facing right now?
Well, you know, for all the controversy over going to war, it seems like a greater controversy is the scrutiny over the statements that the president made justifying the war against Iraq. Obviously, Democrats are less hesitant to speak out. You know, even the Democrats who voted for the war, they're questioning. I mean, you know, right now they're spending a lot of time on those 16 words in the State of the Union address about Iraq trying to get a weapon, you know, uranium from Africa. Now, I don't know if that's, first of all, I don't think that's the reason we went to war. Second of all, I don't think that is on a par with like the 18.5 minutes missing from a Watergate phone conversation. But having said that, it's almost like a metaphor. The 16 words are like a metaphor of what President Bush said were the reasons we're going to war, and that was searching for weapons of mass destruction, and we found none. The Al-Qaeda links with Saddam Hussein, we found none of those. And then again, this missing uranium. So I guess the numbers reflect the skepticism for the reasons for going to war.
Okay, let's talk now about the guerrilla attacks, and I put that in quotes. I don't know if we should call it that or not, but let's talk about that. How much is that affecting his numbers, all those casualties in Iraq?
Well, when you see, the guerrilla attacks every day, you see body bags of service members coming home. It's obviously not what the president wanted. He obviously, when Baghdad fell, it was a great victory for the president. At least the administration felt that way. Obviously, the killing of the two sons of Saddam was also a good boost too, a psychological and a propaganda boost as well. But again, if the fighting still goes on, the shooting still goes on, and again, the body bags keep coming back, the numbers have to go down. But again, 47%, for re-elect for President Bush, remember, it was a 50-50 election, so if he has 47% and an unnamed Democrat has 41%, that's not so bad for the president. Ronald Reagan had worse numbers at this time in 1983, and the following year he won 49 states. And again, the election is 15 months away, so, we saw right before the 2002 elections that the polls showed the elections neck and neck, and the Republicans won a big victory like days later. So,
Ken, speaking about the election, what kind of
Yes.
Democratic competition is he facing? Very quickly, because we've run out of time, but I wanted
Well,
to
I don't know how to
squeeze
speak
that in.
quickly. I can speak quickly, but I don't know if I can sum it up fast. But obviously, the person who's getting the biggest jump on this is not the pro-war candidate, not the Joe Lieberman, not the John Edwards. It's Howard Dean. That's the only Democrat that people are talking about. Whether he leads the party to a McGovern-like defeat, as some conservatives in the party think, but Howard Dean is the buzz of the Democratic Party at this point.
All right, Ken Rudin from NPR. I listen to NPR all the time. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
I'm Kara Henderson with sports. Leaving so soon? Alex Rodriguez signed a record 10-year, $252 million contract with the Rangers less than 3 years ago. And for the first time publicly, he's hinting that he could be ready to move on. Quote, if the Rangers found they could be better off without me, whether now or a year or two down the road, I'd be willing to sit down and talk. Rodriguez is clearly tired of losing. The Rangers are headed for their fourth straight last-place division finish. The baseball trade deadline for this season is tomorrow night. Don't expect the kind of monster deal that would involve A-Rod to get done before then. Well, Tiger Woods is getting ready to defend his title at the Buick Open, and he got a kiss for good luck. 20-year-old female fan Michelle Norris planted one on Tiger's cheek after posing for a picture with him. He said he was surprised but not scared by it, but maybe it's just what he needs to kiss his so-called slump goodbye.
I'm leading the money list. I've got 4 wins this year, and people are saying that. If that's a slump, then I'll take it every year. 4 wins a year or more. I still got some more events to play. So I've had a very successful year. I haven't had a great year because I haven't won a major. I always said if you win a major, you've had a great year. But I've had a very, very successful year so far.
And Rudy has one more shot at the PGA Championship coming up next month in August, so he's going to want to win that because he doesn't want to go a year without a major.
That's true, and we want him to win that, or I do anyway. All right, Kara, we've taken a few days off, but it's time for the birthday trivia.
There's the music.
The music you like so much. Glad you're back. All right, here are the clues. Graduate of University of Wisconsin, in record books, listed as the most perfectly developed man in the history of the world. Is it Mike Galanos?
Right. Should we make a guess?
Are you going to guess? Do we have time to guess yet, or should we wait? We're going to wait for the guess.
I don't know. I have a guess, but I don't know. So,
really?
yeah.
Tell me the guess in the break.
Okay.
Stick around. We're going to have the answer coming up. Oh, okay. Toronto is rocking out, courtesy of the Rolling Stones. I forgot all about the Tees. Candace Gibson is here. Let's turn it over to him, Candace. What have you got for us?
Rudy, you can't see me, but I'm sure that you can see the Stones. They just took the stage here live in Toronto a few minutes ago. We're going to have a live preview and a live report from Toronto's SARS stock coming up.
When you're an Orkin man, you get asked a lot of questions.
Ned, can a cockroach really live a week with its head cut off?
They can.
They can.
You never know what you'll see. Spiders.
Spiders? What about ants?
It could be ants.
What about silverfish?
Man, do you do termites?
Hey, Coach. Can much as well
Yes.
the termites actually?
Yes.
I saw a carpenter ant before.
Is your mother here? Well, folks know that we're just down the road. We're a phone call away.
This is way too much car for what you want to pay.
But it's the summer sales drive.
There's no way you're going to get all this for that price. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
Here you go, ma'am. You're all set.
I'll just walk home.
The best values in America are now at the Chrysler Summer Sales Drive. Like 0% financing on America's favorite convertible, Sebring. Or get a $2,000 cash allowance. Plus our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Let us prove we've got the best values in America. Hurry to your Chrysler dealer today.
You might do dirt, you might do grime. You might even do dirt and grime. But can you do this?
Need it clean? Call Janiking, the king of clean.
We want to make sure that you're right for our daughter.
Are you safe? Reliable?
Carfax has the history of the car you're looking at. Get a Carfax report from your dealer or go to Carfax.com and get the truth about used cars.
Some Korean war vets are back on the peninsula, but this time they have a very different mission. Welcome back to Headline News Tonight. We're going to have more on that in the next half hour, but right now we want to get you up to date on the day's top stories. Authorities in Indiana are calling Donna L. Walker the perpetrator of a cruel hoax. They say she called the parents of a missing girl and falsely claimed to be their long-lost daughter. A warrant was issued for her arrest. The U.S. has submitted a draft resolution on Liberia to the UN Security Council. It would authorize the development of a multinational stabilization force for the war-torn African nation. And key Democrats say they will block any move to cut back the Air Marshals program. They say that shouldn't happen until the war on terrorism has been clearly won. And the Homeland Security Secretary quickly pledged to maintain current levels of Marshal deployment. President Bush says he respects homosexuals but draws the lines at gay weddings. So he's put the White House attorneys to work, finding ways to define marriages legally as a union between a man and a woman. Back in 1996, President Clinton signed the Defense of Marriage Act, which denied federal recognition of same-sex marriages and allowed states to ignore same-sex unions licensed elsewhere. The Bush White House is studying ways to strengthen that law. Most parents say it's important to spend quality time with their children, but according to a new survey for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, 54% of parents say they spend little or no time with their kids, just doing the simple things like taking a walk. What are they doing instead? Well, most of them said they're working. However, almost all of the parents surveyed said they see a relationship between the amount of time spent with their kids and the way kids end up dealing with major issues like substance abuse and discipline.
Hi, I'm Alicia Davis, and in entertainment, almost 500,000 music fans have gathered in Toronto today for a mega concert celebrating the city. The Rolling Stones even took a break from their European tour to headline the event, which is intended to help boost the city's economy following that SARS outbreak. Well, now, our man Candace Gibson, there you see, he is in Toronto for the show, and he joins us now live. Candace, how's it going out there?
Alicia, well, the headlining act right now on stage, the boys that many of these folks have been waiting for some 11 hours now, finally hit the stage within the last 10 minutes or so. Take a look from above and you will see the scene out here north of Toronto where some 500,000 people by some estimates have gathered to watch the Stones play and rock Toronto for this SARS Fest. This, of course, as you mentioned, is a benefit concert to help the city recover from the SARS epidemic. It lost about $1 billion in tourism dollars. And this concert and this whole event expected to have people from all over the place. We met some folks from Dallas, some people from Asia, some people from all over who came in for this. Take a look at the ground and you will also see, I guess, our sense of our angle of where Mick Jagger and the guys are. Amazing to think when you look at him from right now that He just celebrated his 60th birthday over the weekend, and I'll tell you, he doesn't look a day older than, well, 59. No, but he looks like he's young all over again, and he's out there making everybody very happy. Concert should go for another, I'd say about another hour, 15 minutes, and then we're hearing rumors that another group might be a surprise guest at the end of the night. Those are only rumors. They've been going around for quite some time. Not clear exactly if that is going to happen, but I'm sure that these fans will say that it was worthwhile no matter what. Amazing thing, Alicia, is that they did all of this. Folks here in Toronto, they pulled all of this off with only 2 months planning and no major problems to report so far. There were some 200 people who suffered from dehydration, but they're said to all be okay right now. So not bad at all.
Excellent. That is wonderful. And Candace, I've got to tell you also, I've got a little message for you from Rudy Bakhtiar. If that surprise guest shows up and it is Bono, she wants you to bring something back for her. It's my glasses, something.
I'll see what I can do. But Rudy, you saw that amazing zoom that we had to do to get between here and the stage?
Yeah.
That'll tell you how close I'll be with Bono.
Oh my God, I am so jealous.
I'm jealous too. We're both jealous
right.
back here. Candace Gibson
you guys are
reporting
looking
from
great.
Toronto.
All right.
Excellent job, and that is going to do it for entertainment. Rudy, yeah, we're going to have to fight for the Bono memorabilia.
Your job is a lot more fun than mine, I just realized. All right. Well, do you know which state gets hotter, Alaska or Hawaii, or why hurricanes have names? We're going to have answers to some weather-wise coming up in our next half hour. And also, they have as much of a spark as the people who tend to drive them, but the love affair is on ice.
It's not easy to have a career and a family, but my job makes it a lot easier to do both. I think my company takes family very seriously, and they'll help you achieve anything you want. And it doesn't matter what you want to do or where you want to go, the possibilities are absolutely endless at Walmart. I hope to set a good example for my boys that they can go out and achieve absolutely anything. My name is Margaret. I'm a district manager in charge of 7 stores, and I've been with Walmart for 11 years.
In 1211, the Carpathian brothers took a vow of silence. Luckily, it only pertains to offline. Because right now, AOL members can get AOL for Broadband, the first online service specifically designed to maximize your high-speed connection for a great low price, now for a limited time. And when you can get streaming news and sports highlights and send instant messages with video, pictures, and songs, who needs talking? Call now to get the only high-speed online experience with all the power of the world's largest online community, with sessions at AOL, radio at AOL, and music at AOL. Plus AOL's powerful pop-up controls, latest generation parental controls, and a junk mail filter that helps you block unwanted email, report it, and helps filter it out altogether. AOL for Broadband. Welcome to the worldwide.
Their parents all have great jobs, live in the same neighborhood, same cars, same vacations. So why will some families be paying for college while the rest are praying for scholarships? Some people already know our financial representatives excel at a lot more than life insurance. Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
Welcome back, everyone. It was built to be the people's car, and indeed it was. Today, makers of the original Volkswagen Beetle geared up for the last time. Holly Garani reports.
It's the end of the road for Volkswagen's most famous model and arguably the world's most famous car. The last original Beetle rolls off the assembly line this Wednesday at VW's plant in Puebla, Mexico, and there will be many heavy hearts.
I feel a bit of sadness, a bit of nostalgia, but we are conscious that one day its production had to finish, and well, we've got to accept it in the best possible way.
Ironically, the love bug owes its existence to one of history's most hated tyrants. The story goes Adolf Hitler instructed his engineer Ferdinand Porsche to design a car that looked like a Beetle. About 600 were built before the end of World War II, mostly for Nazi officials. Following Allied victory, Beetle production was ramped up, helping to fuel West Germany's recovery. But outside Germany, the car took on a whole new meaning. The love bug came of age during the hippie revolution of the 1960s and was one of the most striking symbols of the counterculture. The Beetle also made its way into feature films, including a Disney classic titled The Love Bug. So, with such a rich legacy, will scrapping the legend hurt VW?
Ironically, the end of the original Beetle could be good for them. It's given them a boost to their traffic in the US, the number of people visiting their showrooms, because it's got so much publicity that effectively it's acted as free advertising for them.
And Volkswagen hopes that free publicity will help it sell the new Beetle, which was unveiled in 1998. It went over well at first, but many doubt its holding power.
The new Beetle is a kind of retro styling exercise which will no doubt appeal to a certain target audience, which does appeal to a certain target audience, but it's not got the same functionality as the original Beetle. It's not, I don't think, destined for the same kind of sales success.
So the original people's car gone, but not forgotten. Perhaps it's fitting that there's a Beetle parked on the cover of the Beatles' legendary 1969 album, Abbey Road. Right there, in the back corner of an album which ends with a song called The End. Hala Garani, CNN, London.
All right, folks, it's time now to blow out those candles for our celebrity birthday trivia. And it's girl power tonight. We've got Sporty Spice.
How about
Posh
the Powder
Spice.
Puff Girls?
Or the Powder Puff
Posh
Girls.
Spice.
All right, let's move on. Here are the clues.
Spice.
Graduate University of Wisconsin and is in record books as the most perfectly developed man in the history of the world.
You know who it is?
I think we should know that one, being girls
should.
and all. But is he, do you know who it is?
Jack LaLanne? I'm just gonna guess. No.
What about
Schwarzenegger?
He graduated from Wisconsin?
The second clue gave it away. I had no idea.
I was going to say
graduated from here.
Schwarzenegger, but I don't think it is Arnold. See, I didn't think he...
It's Arnold.
Happy birthday,
It's
Arnold.
Arnold. Well, happy birthday. All right.
Our executive producer, Jennifer Thomas, thought it was her boyfriend, Raphael.
Yeah,
Apparently
it
not,
could
but
be.
to her, maybe.
And a four-letter word is causing fury in Colorado. That story's coming up. Plus, we're going to take a look at how hurricanes get their names. Don't go away.